Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we will be discussing an important concept, and most of the programming language that we are using today depend on these principles. Okay, we make classes and objects, we follow inheritance, encapsulation. So these are the various principles of an object oriented programming language. Now before moving on with these principles, we should know actually what is an object oriented programming, right? So in the object oriented programming, what happens is when we are having whatever code we are writing, or whatever data we are providing in a code, those are processed in the form of an object. Okay, now why are they processed to be made in the form of an object? Because when they are made in an object, or while we are providing a proper behavior or attributes to them, then whatever real world projects that we are making, it will become very easy to manage those. Okay, so what is first we will be going through classes and object. Okay, so these classes in the real world, if we compare, are like a common group of, like, it is a common name that is given to a group of objects. Okay, so like we have a class named car. Okay, now this car means this car has some specific idea that we have, right? That it will have four wheels, it will have a specific color, it will have a specific way that it will look. So what is a class? It defines the way, or the it defines the behavior or the way an object should look or it should behave. Okay, so classes is the main basic defining structure. So classes is also called the blueprint of an object. Okay, now the thing is, we have defined a class. Okay, now I said that my car should have four wheels and it should have red color. Now there can be many cars related to that, but it is, and we can define it should have this class, and the speed should be like this. Whatever are the different behaviors or the attributes I can provide to a car, I can define it in my class. Now what is the use of an object? Okay, so let's say now I have a common name like car. Okay, now I want to specify which company car it is, or we can say um, we have defined a specific speed, right? A car can have a will have speed, so a specific speed car you want. So according to that, an object is defined. Okay, so what happens, this class is the blueprint, right? We give an idea of how the object should look or how it should behave, and the object behaves in that way. Okay, so object is like an instance of a class or example of a class. Okay, so if car, we are defining a car should have whatever criteria we are explaining. In the same way, if we are finding, let's say we are telling the car company is Ford, so we specify a means we are specifying that like a company with which we are trying to access the car, right? So this is the difference between class and object. Okay, so what is the class? It is the basic attribute or behavior that we provide for an object. An object is the way in which the class is defined, or it is an example of the class. Like we are giving a common name to the class, and we are giving a specific name to an object. Okay, so now we will see how do we define a class, and how do we create an instance of a class, or we form objects. Okay, so we use class keyword. Okay, so we use class keyword to define a class. And now this is a constructor. Okay, so this basically, what is a constructor? Now we initialize values. Okay, we do not perform any operations in a constructor, but we give a basic initialization to the variables that are globally, that can be globally used in the constructor. Okay, so like what we are doing in our constructor, this is a parameterized constructor. Okay, So what we are doing here, we are taking name here and age here, okay, and we are assigning it in self dot name. This self is like this. We have this in another other programming languages, right? That this is accessible from anywhere in the code. In the same way, in Python we have self, and you can use it to make your variables global. So what we are doing here, we are taking values, name and age in the parameter, and we are means assigning those value to a global name and age, right? These will be accessible from anywhere. Now what we are doing, inside this class only we are having a function, okay, which we are naming as bark, okay. Now what we are doing here, we are passing self from here, okay. So basically what is this self here, we are this self will this self will act like an object, okay. So this self will be carrying the name and age, and when we are passing this in the bar, then what is happening, we are simply sharing the object self, and inside that we are having name and age, okay. So what we are doing inside this bar, we are printing with a format that whatever name we are having is barking, okay. Now we are accepting name and age here, right? This is the basic formation of a class, okay. So a class can have a constructor, it can have means various number of functions, okay. So as discussed in the previous video, we can define the function um, with the help of def, okay. So now what we are doing, we are in the function named bark, we are printing that whatever name we are having, for whatever name we are having, we are just mentioning it, means when the object will be created, this name will be passed from there, and that is barking, whatever name we have is barking, okay. Now when we try to make an object, what happens, means we have my dog here, right? So we are calling this function, okay. We are creating an object of this class, and what we are doing here, we are passing the name and age of the like the initial name and the age that we want to provide in the for the dog that we are considering here, right? Because the class name is dog. Now we have an idea that this whatever we are naming the class as dog, okay. So whatever attributes or whatever behavior we will be defining in this class will be depending on a common idea of a dog, okay. So dog barks, right? So what in this function, what we are doing, we are defining a function which tells that whatever dog we have is barking, okay. So we are making an object called my dog, and in that what we are doing, we are initializing the constructor with a, or we are initializing the value of name and age with body and 3, okay. So when we means use these objects to call the function, okay, or when we try to invoke this function using the instance of class, then what will happen, let's say I created I created body and 3, right? So age we are not printing anywhere here right now. But what is happening when we are passing the name here? So when I am calling my dog dot bark, then what will happen? I am passing the name as buddy, right? So it will print buddy is barking. Okay. Now again I want to means for the same class I want to create one more object, so that I can print the same statement for another, like for another dog, okay. So let's say another dog name is Molly, okay. So what I will be doing here, I will create one more object, and we will pass the name here, and then what we will do, we will use this object to invoke the function. Invoke the function basically means we are calling the function, and if the function is parameterized, okay, let's say this name is given here, right? It was not provided, or it is provided, and here we also have one parameter called people, okay, or any, let's say we have any variable here. So what we can do here, in these when we are invoking the function, okay, So we will be passing that value from here. Okay, so these are the parameterized function, and when we invoke the function, we pass those parameters in a in our functions. Okay, so those whatever parameters that we are passing, it will be like it will be local to that function only. We will be able to access those variables, whatever variable we are defining inside a function, it will be local to that. We will not be able to access in other functions. Okay, so in order to use the same variable in another function, we will be coming across another object oriented programming concept, which is called inheritance. Okay, in that we will have a parent class, and the child class will be able to inherit the properties of the parent class. Okay, but now we will not go into that. Today we will be discussing only classes and object. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are creating the instance and we are invoking bark using that using the object. Okay, so now when I pass the name as Molly, then what will be printed? Molly is barking. Okay, so this is a like basic example program, but while you will be forming we can say development based project, or while you are even coding, okay, you will be coming across these classes and object. Okay, and this class is object, and how to use the what we can say like global variables in our code. Okay, so if you have an idea, then only you will be able to use it in a program, right? So I will be mentioning this code in my GitHub. Okay, you can access that from there and try solving some questions based on classes and object. It will be helpful to move on to large scale then. Okay, from like in today's video we discussing classes and object only. In the upcoming videos we will be going through the another more important principles of object oriented programming, that is inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism and abstraction. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments, and in case you have any doubt related to this video, please let me know in the comments too, so I can clarify it. And if you want to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.